Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Paranormal Corner with your host, Nikki Wright. And I have an exciting guest tonight with us, Bryan J. Laverty. And so I love talking to fellow um, investigators and everything like that. Um, he has great things in store for us. So, um, so Bryan has been a paranormal for over 10 years with sensitive abilities. He's developed a strong passion for the paranormal ever since he was 9 years old. So he is also the owner of Parapost Network. And let me know if you guys just see hear me, comment below so we know you guys can know when we're live. And also if you can, if you missed this live, it'll be on replay. So Bryan is also the social media site for everything under Paranormal Umbrella. He founded the Global Ghost Hunt 10-day event for paranormal investigators in haunted locations. So, where was I? I lost my place. Oh, that was the haunted locations that was streamed live over 10 days on multiple platforms to showcase teams and locations. If you're not familiar, it's called Hauntophobia, which is a group name for their paranormal investigations. So the Hauntophobia, excuse me, can be found on YouTube and Paraflix. So through the lens, there's also Bryan and Lens. It's a podcast show, and which is coming up in the Paranormal Investigators. What goes live on Sundays at 4 p.m. or not. Yeah, so hopefully I did that right, and we'll be back with Bryan J. Laverty. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I want to give a shout out to you all listening to my mutual friend, Becky. David, don't worry, I'll tag you, Becky. She's so sweet. She says she only trusts me and my psychic abilities. So I'm going to give her a reading tomorrow, girlfriend. All right, guys. And once I find the thing here, and I'll be back shortly. All right, we'll be back. Alright, hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to bring up Bryan J. Laverty, and we'll start our interview and, of course, Q&A. So here we are.
Hey.
Bryan,
hey.
Welcome back to our show.
Oh, thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
Hopefully I did that right.
I thought you were actually good. I know you did the countdown. I thought you actually had an intro that you were going to be playing as well.
We're working on that. I'm just getting used to everything.
Okay.
Getting used to everything first, and then I told Jay, hey Jay, if you watch, and I told him he can do the intro later on until I get more familiar with everything here.
Yeah, you know what? It takes a little bit of getting used to. It took me a little while. I'm still learning things on StreamYard as well, so it takes a little bit to learn everything. So don't feel weird about that, or don't stress about that, because everybody goes through the same thing. So
yeah, at least I'm not alone.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, hope you all can see us on Facebook. I'm trying to find our live thingy.
Yeah, I went to Parapost Network Central and I shared it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
I should go to our group. Okay. Awesome. Okay, there we are. Yeah, I see it.
See, there you go. Matt Barron says the same thing. I always mess up my shows, and he's on StreamYard too. So,
all right.
I think everybody does. Don't feel embarrassed or anything like that, because everybody screws up on it.
Hey, we had to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. It can only go up.
Exactly. So anyway, do you mind sharing? I have to ask you. Do you mind sharing what brought you the idea or concept about the global ghost hunt? I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah. Well, originally I was in another group that did something similar, but they only did it over one day, over a 24-hour period.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I was with them for a little while, and I decided it really wasn't for me. It wasn't a good fit. So I decided to leave, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do something like that, but a little bit different. And I spoke to a couple of friends of mine, and they said go for it, and I did, and that's how it really got started. It started last April, but we're having the first event this May 4th to the 14th, and then we're going to be having another one in October 19th to the 29th. So we're going to do it twice a year for now. And then hopefully somewhere down the road, we're going to expand to maybe 4 a year. So really, the other event that I was with, like I said, they only do it over one day. We decided to do 10 days. We just figured if we're going to have a lot of teams signing up, it doesn't give, you don't get a lot of time in that one day to do your live. So, and I wanted to give people or teams more time to do their lives. So
Right.
that's why we figured, that's why we decided on 10 days. We figured 10 days was a good, better than one day, I guess. And, we just felt like if we had a lot of teams signing up, we could spread it out more instead of just worrying about it being on one day. And I'm hoping that it will get so popular that we'll end up being forced to do it 20 days. Or I've even gone as far as thinking about the whole month and just doing lives all month, and which hopefully somewhere down the road we'll have to do. And if we but there's a lot of other things that are going to be coming out after the first one. So there's going to be a lot of changes as well. But Global Ghost Hunt really started from an idea from another group that was doing it. And that's where it all began. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Oh well.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting because you would think having everybody investigate at the same time from around the world, you think that would like give better communication, something like that?
Yeah. But the problem with that is if everybody's going to be doing it at the same time, you can because we only have so many platforms to put it on. Some teams are not going to get the time that they need, and really what this was all about was showcasing the teams, but also showcasing the locations too, because I just felt, and a lot of people on the administration team feel the same way, that a lot of these locations are being torn down for whatever the reason may be. And
It's sad.
also about getting recognition for these locations that don't seem to be surviving, and for whatever the reason may be, they don't have money, they don't have investigators coming into place so they can, keep the place open, or it's being vandalized, or whatever it may be. This was not only about the teams, but it was also about the locations as well. Because again, without the locations, you have no paranormal investigators. So this was really about yes, the teams are important, but the locations are just as important.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I prefer to be like more of a paranormal researcher.
Yeah.
These days, I'm not as investigating as I would like to.
Well, I've
it's
always,
hard.
I've always put paranormal investigators in 3 categories, and the categories are the hunters, the ones looking for the answers, and the science of paranormal. So I typically, what's that?
I'm also a medium too, so
well, there you go. So I typically put them in 3 different categories, and I think most of the people that I know are really the ones looking for the answers. I don't know a lot of hunters just going out for the hunt of the paranormal, but I know a few science people that are into the science of paranormal. What's that?
I would volunteer if I had someone to live for a team. This is hard when you're solo.
Yeah, well, I'm solo too, you know. With my huntophobia, I'm solo. What I tend to do is more collab with other people rather than forming a team. I have had a team when I first started huntophobia. I had a team. I had a couple of guys, and it just seemed to be a real hassle. Always trying to organize when everybody can go at the same time. And then you would go there and some people wouldn't show up. It was like, or they would be like an hour and a half late. And so I figured, you know what? I'm just going to go on my own, do my own filming, collab with other people. And it's worked out. It's worked out better actually than actually having a team, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Because some of us can't drive anymore, and it's always good to have someone to drive, you know.
That helps.
Everything like that.
You can always Uber.
Equipment.
You can always Uber to a haunted location.
If it comes to that, yes, definitely Uber. So yeah, I was wondering if what was your first paranormal experience? You don't mind sharing with us?
No, not at all. My very first paranormal experience is when I was about 9 or 10. I'm what you and you know, you said this at the beginning when you were talking about me, that I'm a sensitive. So I've been seeing spirits since I was about 9 or 10 years old. The real first experience that I really talk about is when I was touched. That to me, that was my real
I hate that when that happens.
Yeah, that was my real first experience. I consider that my real first experience, because I was at a buddy's house and his grandmother passed away 3 weeks before, and we determined that it was his grandmother that touched me, because the way I was touched was the exact same way she touched me when she was alive, and that was by putting her hand on my wrist and leaning her head against my shoulder.
I was just going to ask you that because I tend to get my hair messed with, or I would get poked in the back.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't get touched. I don't get touched very often. I think, I could probably count on 2 hands how many times I've been touched. The last time I was touched at a location was last year in New Jersey. I went to the White Hill Mansion, and I was touched in there. And what it felt like at that, and you know, a lot of people say this, that it almost feels like you're walking through cobwebs. And that's what it felt. That's what it felt like. I felt like I was walking through cobwebs. And I knew I was being touched at that point. And but like I said, my very first experience on being touched, I was 15 years old. So, and like I said, his grandmother passed away. I went down there to see him, to make sure he was okay. I was very close with the family. And we were sitting in his bedroom, and all of a sudden it happened. I was touched on the wrist, and it felt like a head leaning against my shoulder. And it lasted for about 30 seconds, and it was gone. And which, you know, a lot of people say that when they're being touched, it feels like a real cold feeling. This was a very warm, loving feeling. And like I said, his grandmother used to do that when she was alive. So we figured it was his grandmother. It lasted 30 seconds and it was gone. And I want to say thank you to Rosie for that lovely comment. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. And you know what, Rosie, you inspire me too.
Awesome.
Everybody, you know what? A lot of paranormal investigators inspire me. A lot of the administration staff inspire me, like Matt, like AJ, so many other people on the Nando and Jenny and Sarah and Lex. They all inspire me to want to be a better person and want to be a a better paranormal investigator and just an all around better person. And the administration staff I have right now with the Global Ghost Hunt, they're all amazing. And we've had people come and go during this year, but the people that are with me now, and even Jason too, and they all inspire me, and it's been a lot of fun working with them. It's been a lot of hard work, but and we still haven't even done the event yet, and it's been a lot of work. So
yeah, man. And even afterwards, to clean up and everything must be hard.
Well, you know what? Like I said on Through the Lens on Sunday with Lex, I said, you know what? I'm looking so forward to the event, but when it's done, I'm going to be very happy when it's done. But we're probably going to have about 2 weeks off, and then we got to start on the second one.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, because...
Go ahead. Speaking of May, that's my birthday month.
When's your birthday?
May 30th.
Okay, so the event is actually May 4th to the 14th.
Oh, wow. So, close.
Yeah.
Very close.
And the great thing is, and if you're a big believer in this, the veil, the opening of the veil starts on May 5th.
I was wondering about that.
It's going to be good if I'm not necessarily a huge believer in that, but some people are, and it's going to be good for them.
I thought the opening of the veil happens around Halloween.
No, there's several throughout the year. There's actually one in October as well, but that starts I believe on the 27th of October.
Oh, wow.
So near the ending of the second event. Yeah. Hi, Valerie. Valerie has a podcast on Parapost Network Central as well.
Oh, awesome.
She sells her crystals.
Oh, nice. I love crystals. Yeah, one of my tiny guy.
You should check out that show. You should check out Valerie's show. It's a good show. Correct me if I'm wrong, Valerie. It's on Friday and Saturday nights, I believe.
Yeah, all my crystals by me.
There you go. I got a bunch with me too.
Pyramid.
I got a bunch too. I actually have this one too. My other one broke, so I got to fix my other one. But yeah.
And I have my favorite amethyst. Oh,
there you go. I got one of those too, right here.
Oh, I have a few of those. Yeah. Selenite, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, there you go. Friday and Saturday evenings.
All right, awesome. Yep. And I want to give the Warren Legacy Foundation a shout out as well, as I'm also a general member this past year, actually.
Are you part of their group now?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, cool. Good stuff.
Good
stuff. That's with Chris McKennell, right?
Right. He's in branch out of Ed Warren's. So, and they initially started. Lorraine started, and Chris started it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a big group. They got several teams. Do they not?
It's growing. We're everywhere.
Yeah. I believe there's one woman. I don't know if she's still with them, but I can't recall her name. But she's in. I believe she's in Canada. I think she's in Vancouver. I'm not sure. I don't know if she's still with the group, but yeah. So.
Yeah, we're growing all the time. And they have great members. All right. That leads to my next question. What does it mean that we have ghosts or spirits or even darker energies attached to us? And how do we clear them out?
Interesting question. Never been asked that question before.
Thanks. I came up with it.
Are you asking specifically what I do?
Yeah,
or are you just asking in general?
In general.
So you're basically asking me what to do to clear the energy of spirits and something negative?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking? Oh, interesting question.
I know we have our own ways of doing that, so
yeah. You know what? If I were to talk about myself going into a location Well, first of all, I think it's very seldom, very very seldom that you're going to experience a very dark entity. I don't think it happens very very often. Um, I think
Yeah.
I think you can experience maybe a spirit that's pissed off, but not necessarily dark.
Right.
Um, when I go to locations, first of all, lately I've been using my crystals. I have them with me in my bag. I have crystals in my car as well. I usually say a couple of words to myself before I enter a location. Um, I have this weird habit, and I don't know why it started. It started probably a couple of years ago. When I go into a location, I touch a wall or touch something when I enter the location, just for my own peace of mind. So I think when you're going into a lot of locations, it's really the intent. Um, yeah, so I'm not really overly concerned on clearing something for me because I generally, yes, I have had some things follow me home, but I usually able to get rid of them. I'm one of those people that is very simple. I don't need a priest coming over. I don't need a medium getting rid of it and stuff like that. I actually sit down on the couch in my family room and say, you know what? I didn't invite you. It's time to leave. It's time to go home. And if they don't leave, I'm not overly concerned if they're going to stick around as long as they don't do anything to me. And you know, um, I think
I
I
like.
have about I think I have about 20 spirits in here right now,
Yeah, I
and
feel
somewhere
that's
around
like you
there.
one of the breastmate.
What's
Anyway,
that?
I like what my last guest, she's a medium. She
Yeah.
calls them hitchhiker ghosts. So I know I have a lot of those. She say, I'm like, I'm not surprised either.
Yeah. And Dom's right from 13 spirits. You know, um
We need to ground ourselves.
grounding yourself and stuff like that. Like I just go in and say a couple of words to myself and I somewhere during the investigation I'll say, you know what, you're not allowed to
There's
follow
Jake.
me. You're not allowed to follow me home. You're not allowed to attach yourself to anybody who's with me or my equipment. So, um, I'll be honest and say I think there's been a lot of videos out there, especially on YouTube, people making it worse than it really is. And I'm just not a huge believer in all the crap that a lot of people say on YouTube when it comes to stuff following you home or
Yes,
dark
really,
or
all
stuff.
they care about is the lights and
Yeah,
everything.
I think at the end of the day, if you're going into an investigation, you got to do your own thing on what works for you, and it's all about intent. And so I've been pretty good in that way. Most of the things that I brought home though are um, there was one woman I brought home that was very sad, very very sad, and I ended up taking her back to the place that I brought her from. And I don't know why she
Oh,
had
wow.
herself to me, um, but she did. But I was able to. I knew where I got her from. I was able to take her back, and there was one person that was following me. There was one spirit that was following me for about a year and a half. His name was Bob, and I eventually got rid of him as well. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, like thanks, Dom. Long time no talk, Dom, by the way. I haven't seen Dom in ages. And by the way, Dom, I called you several times and you never returned any of my phone calls. Just
Oh,
putting that out there. So
better return his soul.
yeah, return a message and a phone call for God's sakes. Um yeah, he takes his shoes off sometimes to get grounded with the vibes and the vibration. Like I said, everybody has their own thing on what they do. I walk into a place, I touch something, like it
I
might be a
wish I
chair, it
was.
might be a desk, it might be a wall,
I wish I
whatever it
was
is.
closer to the beach. 'Cause that is a really great place to ground yourself. You got the water, you got the sand.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
perfect
there's a
place.
location that I go to that has all the conduits that help
Or
spirits, right?
forest.
Forest, yeah.
Just don't get lost in the forest like I did.
Dom, who used to live in Hamilton, he knows this place. It's the Streaming Tunnel, and it has water,
wow.
limestone, and the train tracks right above.
Ooh.
And so when I always go there, I always touch the wall first when I enter the tunnel. And for some reason, it helps me.
I bet it has a lot of energies in there.
Well, that's good, Dom. I'm glad to see you're getting better.
Cool. So that leads to my next question, actually.
Sure.
Where was I? I had it. Oh, what are, you might have answered it, but what are some signs of spirit or demonic attachment that we can
What are
look
the
for?
signs?
Yeah. You think?
Well, and there might be a lot of people might not agree with me on this, but I am not a huge believer in demonic. I think demonic word is overdone and overused. I think it's
demonic.
I think it's a Hollywood thing. I think it's a TV thing.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to attachments, I think everybody experiences something different. When I've had attachments in the past, really hasn't done anything to me. I just know they're attached to me. So there's really no difference. If you have a negative, meaning a spirit that's not necessarily nice or grumpy or mean, I tend to think, and it's happened to me in the past, I find things go wrong very, very easily. But again, that's a difficult question to answer because everybody experiences something different if they experience anything. So.
Hi, Kelly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dom. I didn't realize you were in the hospital.
I kind of believe, like, there are lower energies. I like to call them more darker energies.
Yeah.
Because one even tried, if I may share, one even tried to scare me one time, saying, "Oh, I'm a demon, can't stop me."
Yeah. Well, again, I that's a really, really difficult question to answer because everybody experiences something different. I've had attachment where it hasn't done anything to me. I just know it's there. But then I've had attachments where I find that a lot of things are going wrong. And but again, everybody's different. So that's a really hard question to answer.
I don't mind it if they're like angels or higher beings, like that are there to help us.
Yeah.
Because I have clairaudience ability to hear them.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I know they're there.
Yeah. Well, I know there's spirits in here too, but they're not really doing anything. They're just hanging out.
It's
and
like
they're not really doing anything to me. So
it's like I can be in a location I can hear right away and they're gonna talk to me.
Well, I'm going to tell you, there's one spirit here that definitely doesn't want me here, and that's been right from the beginning. I think from what I understand, I've spoken to a couple of mediums about this, that she travels the whole complex, the whole condo complex. So, she's even more difficult to get rid of because we try to get rid of her. She might not be here because she's able to go in and out of different condos. So
she must be a human spirit because they're the most hardest to get rid of because they have.
Yeah, I think she used to live in this complex at one point, but she doesn't like anybody, from what I understand. So that's okay. I don't like her.
She's trying to talk to me right now. So my head will stop ringing.
Yeah, I don't like her. She doesn't like me. That's fine. You stay on that side of the room. I see her come in the door all the time.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, you know what, Dom? That is not a teen. I know you think it's a teen. It's not a teen. It's actually a child that's here with me. And that's the one I think I brought home from England. And she's been here the whole time, but she used to be actually sitting on me. She used to be on my shoulders. She's no longer on my shoulders anymore. She's She's just hanging around with me. I think that particular spirit is more of a protective spirit.
Mm.
And she tries to protect me from other spirits. Yeah, there you go.
I like that. I have a couple of those as well.
Yeah. So.
Well, if you ever want a reading, you can always message me anytime.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I love having readings.
Free of charge. I'm never charged.
Go on TikTok. Everybody seems to be charging.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I have a real problem when I go on TikTok and I see these tarot card readers and they say, and here's a new one. And this one's could have been going on for a long time. They charge $15 for a short reading, and they charge more for a longer reading. And I was going,
I don't get that either.
It's like, and like I sit there and watch them. It's like you have no idea what you're doing, and it's just it boggles my mind how some people just believe and get sucked into it, and actually send this woman money. $15 for a short reading.
Oh wow.
So I didn't realize you did short and long readings. So anyhow, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Yeah,
that's Dom. That's Dom. He's from Quebec. Montreal, actually. He's from Montreal.
Right, awesome. Yes.
You know 13 Spirits Paranormal?
No, actually, it's the first time I've seen them.
Yeah, that's his name is Dominic.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, good friend of mine. I actually investigated with him last August in Montreal. We did a couple of locations in Montreal.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That video will be coming out soon too, by the way.
Oh, awesome. And that kind of leads to my other question. What's the difference between I like to ask my guests this to hear different answers, but what's the difference between ghost hunts and investigation?
Well, I think ghost hunt is mainly you're just hunting for the ghost. Hopefully you're going to catch some EVPs. You might hopefully you capture a shadow or I'm not big on the orb thing, but I think that's ghost hunting is mainly chasing after the evidence. I think a paranormal researcher, I think there's a lot more than just looking for the spirits. I think it's doing your research on the background, the history of the location. And that has a lot to do with it. I'm not one to go into a place knowing a lot about the history until I've done. There you go. I paid $50 for a local card reading. She had no idea about the cards. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So I think a paranormal research is more the research on the location and the spirits that are there, who's maybe died there. That's more in the paranormal research. Ghost hunting is mainly hunting the ghosts, and that's all it really is to me. So, and that's why I say I put them in 3 different categories, and I'm the researcher and the answer type of investigator. So,
yeah, for myself personally, I'd rather not know much about a location if I'm going to do a walkthrough, because meeting by the way.
Yeah, I get it. Like I've been to loads and loads of locations, and I don't know anything about the location. I think a lot of times when you're going to these locations, you know everything. You're going to be influenced by what you know. So if you don't know anything, then you're not going to be influenced by anything. So I will do the research afterwards.
Yeah,
after the investigation. So that's what I think that's pretty well the difference between hunting and researching. So,
yeah, it's very.
Everybody's going to have their own opinions, right? So,
yeah. So, do you have a bucket list of places you like to visit, local or abroad?
Oh, that's a tough question. I've been in a lot of places. My number one spot that I want to go to is Suicide Forest in Japan. That's my number one spot that I want to go to. My second one would be Egypt.
Oh,
There's a place outside of Cairo called the Dead City.
mm-hmm.
And what that is, it's like it has 1 million people that live in the city, and they all live in tombs.
Oh, wow.
And so that would be my second place that I'd want to go to. My third place, I would have to say somewhere in the UK or Ireland at a castle, one of those castles. I need to do a castle, and I'm hoping to get out to England or London this year in September again. And I'm hoping if we can, me and Lex, we'll be able to fly over to Ireland and also fly over to Scotland as well, because it's
Oh,
not too
wow.
far of a flight.
Good
Right.
luck with that.
What's that?
Good luck with that. I still need to get a passport for that.
No, well, get your passport.
I'm
So
working on it.
any castle in Europe, I will just say I'd love to do. So, but those are my three. When it comes to the States, I think there's a lot of places in the States. Honestly, I think they're overdone. I think so many teams have gone to so many popular locations.
Right, I know
That it would be hard for me to walk into a place in the States, and because I pretty well know most of the locations there and what they're all about. And again, I like to go in locations where I don't really know much about it. I did some locations last year. I did White Hill Mansion in New Jersey. I did Bobby Mackey's
Oh, wow.
in
He's cool. I have a
Kentucky.
friend.
Yeah, and I also did Octagon Hall last October as well. And
Oh,
Octagon Hall was much, much, much better than Bobby Mackey's. Bobby Mackey's was
oh,
overdone and
wow.
overused, and I don't
Yeah.
believe any of the crap that they say that happens there, to be honest. So if I were to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, it would probably be about a 3. Octagon Hall, I would probably put about a 12.
Oh, wow.
Because Octagon Hall was active from the time we started till the time we left.
Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going back to Alcatraz. Or,
Have you done Alcatraz?
Yeah, that place is crazy.
How do you get into Alcatraz? Everybody wants to get into Alcatraz.
Oh, they have tours. They have tours.
Oh, okay. No,
tours,
like
so.
from what I understand, if you want to do an overnight investigation there, it's about $24,000.
Yeah, you have to pay for it. What I thought.
Yeah, but a tour. Did you pick up on anything when you did the tour?
Yeah, quite a few things. There's certain areas I wouldn't even enter because it was so dark.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I know Alcatraz is on a lot of people's bucket lists. That's for sure. But I don't think many.
Recommend it.
I don't think many people are going to pay $24,000 for an overnight investigation there.
Well, maybe if we won the lottery, right?
I would still feel uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
We did a night tour, and it's like we were watching in their they have a what do you call it, gift shop.
Okay.
And I was spending too much time in there, and all of a sudden they're like, you better hurry, you don't miss your boat. I'm like,
I can't even imagine. What did they sell in there? What did they sell in their gift shop?
Oh, I should have brought it out. I bought the golden whistle that the guys used to have.
Oh, really?
I should have brought it out.
Oh, that's funny. I just imagine some of the stuff they sell in that gift shop.
Oh, yeah. I like that more than anything else there.
Yeah. I don't think I'd buy anything from there anyways, because I'd be worried about bringing something
I was drawn to that whistle for some reason. I just bought it.
No, well, you know what? You're not many people have been on a tour of Alcatraz. You know, that's pretty cool.
And I also went to the Winchester Mystery House.
The what mystery house?
The Winchester.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mystery House.
Yeah.
And they let me take some photographs, and that's not usually allowed. So
I wonder why.
Probably because it's active.
I
You
might
would
sneak
think,
in a few. I'll take
like,
a. I will. I would hide a GoPro somewhere on me and take it through and film through.
I always ask. I don't know why. Even when we went through that, I went through my first mine. It's a haunted mine out
Okay.
here at North California. I was kind
Whereabouts
of.
are you? Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Southern California.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, not far from Riverside.
Okay. I didn't know. Did I know? I don't think I knew that. I didn't
Hmm.
know you were in California. That's cool.
Yeah, and born and
You don't
raised
have to
here.
worry about winter, that's for sure, right?
Well, we had our first snowstorm. That's weird.
Okay.
It
When's the last
actually
time you
touched
had one?
down.
Before this one?
That's the first for us down here.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we have
So
it in a higher.
everybody went in panic mode, right?
Yeah. Oh, not me. I was like filming and everything. So yeah, that's kind of weird, man.
Yeah,
Touched
that
down
is weird.
snow. Usually they're up in the higher mountains or the lower hills, and we're surrounded by hills.
Yeah,
Bigfoot area.
let's go.
We're out in the
Let's
country,
go,
so
Brian, to Alcatraz. Jay, dude, let me know I'm there with you.
I'm down.
No, I'd love to. I'm not paying $24,000 though. I'll take the tour. I'll bring out a GoPro and hide it somewhere on me, and we'll film
Yeah, I
while
think
doing the
there's.
tour. Are you allowed to film while you're in Alcatraz?
Oh yeah, I believe so. And then
Are you? Okay.
and I think there's self-guided tours, and I think there's other tours you can go on.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I would take my GoPro and put it on my gimbal and just film everywhere. Hopefully catch something.
I need to get one
They
of
have.
those.
Excuse me. You said they have night tours.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
never. My cousin and I
I would definitely do the night tour.
did a
How
night
much was
tour.
the tour? Just out of curiosity.
Oh gosh, my cousin paid for it. I'll have to ask her.
I'd be curious how much the tour is there.
I could probably do the research and let you know.
Oh, I'm sure I could look it up. I just never thought about it. I didn't realize they did tour.
I wouldn't mind going back.
What's that?
I wouldn't mind going back.
Well,
Just not by myself.
I know it's on a lot of people's bucket list. So, but I had the opportunity to go to Suicide Forest a couple of years ago, and it fell through because COVID hit.
Oh,
But I will get out to Japan at one point and do Suicide Forest. It's just I can't even imagine what I would see if I went there.
yeah, we have to research their areas. I think they have more than one thing there besides the suicide forest. I can't recall.
Yeah, actually, and something I found out recently, on the other side of I almost said Alcatraz. On the other side of Suicide Forest, there's actually, I'm not sure if it's a lake or an ocean or whatever it is, but there's actually supposedly like a Bermuda Triangle in this water, and it's obviously not called the Bermuda Triangle, but it's called something else. I can't recall what
Something
it's called.
like yeah.
But it's exactly like the Bermuda Triangle. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the Suicide Forest. I want to know why people from thousands of miles go there to
In their life.
commit suicide, to end their lives, and it amazes me. It just boggles my mind why they do
Or
that.
they could just like disappear altogether.
Well, I think
That's
it's
what
what
I'm wondering.
I think the forest is actually 10,000 kilometers long. But what I found out, I did a lot of research on Suicide Forest, and what I found out, one of the scariest things that I found out about this place, they have volunteers that go through the forest once a
I
month.
was just going to ask you that. Go ahead. You're reading my mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, they have people that volunteer to go through the forest once a month to find
Oh
the
wow.
dead bodies. It's one of those things
Sad.
where it's a mystery on why people go there and do it, but I can't even imagine what the energy is like coming out of that forest.
I wouldn't want to get lost there because I know one time I got lost in the national forest and it wasn't fun.
Sure.
I was missing for an hour.
I like that, Jay. Buy my plane
That was
ticket
crazy.
and I'm there. Okay. I like that, Jay. You want me to buy your plane ticket?
And mine sitting.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I was mine on there.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely get out there at some point again, for sure. Again, I'll get out there sometime in my lifetime. I'll get out to Suicide Forest for sure.
All right, good luck with that. So my next question is, what is your favorite piece of equipment to work with?
Well, I think most people know me. Everybody knows me. My favorite piece of equipment is the SB7.
Awesome.
That is my favorite piece of equipment. I've captured so much off the SB7 that I've captured so much evidence off the SB7, and that is my go-to. That's what I'm reaching for when I get to a location. So, and then obviously the camera and the voice recorder would be next on that list as well. So, which are the cameras, the obvious one, but not a lot of people say the voice recorder. I think once you capture something off your voice recorder, it's undeniable. It's undeniable evidence that you've captured.
And I've captured quite a few too. I did see.
Yeah. And when I say my voice recorder, I usually use my recorder on my phone because it is real. On my Samsung 22, the voice recorder is incredible, and it picks up everything. And
oh wow!
I just love it. Yeah, I just love everything about the voice recorder on my phone. It's amazing. So
yeah, our phone has like everything now, all kinds of apps and everything. So yeah, recorded.
Yeah, I used when I a couple of years ago when I started Huntophobia, I was using the Necrophonic and stuff like that, but I got away from that stuff. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people like the Necrophonic, and I've had a lot of interesting things come out of the Necrophonic on questions I've asked, but I just try to stay away from those now. The SB7, my voice recorder, my camera, and sometimes I use the FLIR, and sometimes I'll use a REM pod that was given to me, that was made for me.
I like this.
But other than that, I'm not overly complicated. I like the cat balls.
Yeah, they're fun.
I'm not big in the equipment. I've never have been. I know a lot of people are. I think a lot of times when people use a lot of different equipment, it's more for show for their videos. And that's not everyone's like that, but I think a lot of people on YouTube are. I think it makes for a better video, sure, but I also use the paper and pen every once in a while too. And so I'm pretty basic. I'm pretty simple. I'm not. I think, and I said this on Through the Lens a few times over the last month. I think as paranormal investigators or researchers, I think we've made this industry really, really, really super complicated. And with all the equipments coming out, you should try this, you should try that. It's like, why? When a voice recorder and a SB7 and a camera are just fine.
Or our own bodies.
What's that?
Or our own bodies, or my second ability. I'd rather use that.
Yeah, okay. I know people that use the dowsing rods. And that's pretty basic.
I use pendulum.
Do you? See, now I have a pendulum here. I don't know. I think I've seen a lot of people use it. I think it can be easily manipulated. And so I'm wary on people that use I'm not saying everyone, but I don't for me personally, I don't use the pendulum. So I have one, I just don't use it.
All right, I have a question here for you.
Okay.
Have you ever seen shadow people in or the Hat Man, so forth?
I haven't. I've never seen the Hat Man. I know somebody, they thought they had the Hat Man. I went to investigate there. I don't think it was that. With me being a sensitive, that's what I do see. I see black shadows of people.
Same here.
I don't see facial features. The only way I can tell if it's a woman or a male spirit is by gut. So if I look at them, I can tell right away if it's a male or female. But that's what I see. My only issue is that I'm unable to turn it off or turn it on. So if they appear, they appear. I can't walk into a place and go, okay, concentrate for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden they're going to appear. That doesn't happen for me. I could be walking down the street. I'll see one walking down the street. I can walk down that same street the next day and I won't see anything. So
Right.
I don't know. I don't know why it happens to me, but I can't turn it on or I can't turn it off. So
Yeah, same with me, or I would see their full body apparition. I guess it depends on how much energy they have. That's one of my theories.
Yeah, I guess. But when I see something, I don't think it's necessarily because of the energy. It's long story short, I grew up with a family that were non-believers. They don't believe in spirits. They don't believe in afterlife, and they believe that mediums and psychics and sensitive all belong in the loony bin, because they're all crazy. And I think a lot of that negativity stayed in the back of my head. And that's why every time I see something, the first thing I go to, or the first thing I think of, is my parents saying it doesn't exist. So I think a lot of reasons, the reason I'm unable to turn it off and on is of that negativity that I grew up with.
Right.
And it's always in the back of my mind, and I've just never been able to shake it. Yeah, Jay, and Jay's right. Keeping things simple is the way to go.
That's true.
If they want to speak to if they're gonna, hey, listen. My personal feeling is, if you're gonna walk into a location, if they're gonna talk to you, they're gonna talk to you. I don't really think it matters what you have in equipment. If they want to communicate, they're going to communicate. If they're not, they're not.
Yeah.
And you can have all the equipment if you can have all the equipment in the world, it doesn't mean that they're going to go near it or touch it or speak through it or whatever. They want to talk, they're going to talk. If they don't, they're not. And that's how I look at things. And I know people that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on equipment.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a guy that I go out with. He's a great guy. It's Hamilton Paranormal. He's a great guy. And I've been out with him a few times. And he brings like four suitcases full of stuff.
Oh, wow.
And he has like 2 or 3 of everything. And he's spent thousands of dollars. And I go, dude, look my bag. Look at your 4 bags.
I have one backpack.
I don't think you need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment.
Right.
And I understand why
food, snacks, and everything. So I have one backpack. Water.
Yeah.
So
I understand why people do it, because they want to capture something. But, like I said, if they're going to talk to you, they're going to talk to you. If they're not, they're not.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how much equipment you have. So I think it's kind of throwing your money down the tubes.
That's true.
I don't know. Down the toilet, I guess. I don't know. But an SB7 cost me what, $89?
Probably no more.
My phone is my voice recorder. My camera is the most expensive thing I have. That was $1,200.
Oh, wow.
But other than that, I wouldn't spend much more on that. So
I have one of those night vision camcorders.
Oh, okay.
And my phone.
I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of night vision. I don't know. I like the real camera. I like the color. I like everything about the camera.
Have you ever tried the SLS cam? I haven't used it, but I've seen it in action.
Yeah, I've never used one personally. And again, I know there's a few people that absolutely love it and rely on it. Me personally, I think it's one of those things where it can be easily manipulated. And I've seen a lot of videos on the SLS. I think 95% of people that use the SLS are using it wrong. SLS is meant to stay stationary, and I see a lot of people walking around with it.
Yeah, because you can make them mobile now.
What's that?
You know, they make them like mobile.
Yeah.
Or,
well,
yeah.
no, now you're talking about Ghost Tube, right? And Ghost Tube is
that, or you can make your own portable SLS.
Well, but still, the SLS camera is supposed to be stationary. It's not supposed to move around.
Oh.
So I just like I said, I've seen a lot of videos on it, people using it wrong, and
always you do your homework.
What's that?
It's always you do your homework.
Yeah, I think the Ghost Tube SLS is an absolute joke. I just think it's. I would never use it personally myself. So again, it's.
I've heard of it, but
I'm basic. I'm pretty basic. So.
Well, our show just about flying by. Do you have any shout-outs that you'd like to share? Or
has it flown by? Oh my God, it has. It's almost like what? It's almost 10 o'clock. Here at least. It's almost 7 o'clock there.
It's almost 7 here. Yeah.
Well, people can. What I'd love people to do, if you're interested in the Global Ghost Hunt and you want to register your team, just go over to globalghosthunt.com and register your team. And if you have a haunted location that you'd like to sign up, and if you're signing up your haunted location, and if you have a team that would be good, you can find yourself a team, sign up your haunted location, get the team to sign up, and we'll get you your 2 hours of, I guess, fame, I guess. And, people from around the world are going to see your investigation. I'd also like to shout out the Parapost Network Central and Parapost Network 2. And that's the international. If you have an international vodcast, if you like to do live investigations and you're international outside of North America, come on over and we'll put up your lives on Parapost International. And if you have a vodcast or you do live investigations and you're within North America, then we'll put you up on Parapost Network Central. Just follow
so I
us
can
there.
Volunteer too, right?
What's that?
So I can volunteer too, right?
Oh, you want to volunteer?
Yeah, if you need one. So
for the Global Ghost Hunt, you mean?
Hmm?
Yeah. People can volunteer as well. We're not accepting as much volunteers right now because we're not overly busy. But the second one, we will be needing more volunteers.
Awesome.
And Parapost Network, the app, you can download it through iOS or Android. Everything under the paranormal umbrella. It's a social media site, and the great thing about this site, there's no drama. People go there for the right reasons. They want to share their evidence, pictures, and their group name and where they're going to be investigating next. It's great. It's been around for what? What are we going on here? I think we're just past a year.
About a year. I was going to say about a year.
Yeah. So, it's been a little bit longer than a year. Anyway, so Parapost Network, the app, you can, like I said, download it through iOS or Android. And Huntophobia on YouTube and Paraflix. So if you haven't heard of Paraflix is exactly like Netflix. You download it, and there is a subscription like Netflix. But if you want to, you can use this promo code. You can use Parapost 25 and you'll get 25% off your first year. And that will cost you about $1. I think it's about $1.29 a month. If you use that promo code. So it's Parapost 25 and you will get your discount for the whole year. It's about $30 normally for the year. And so that and Through the Lens on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. GMT time. Me and Lex do a show on up-and-coming investigators that are in the field that are looking to grow their channel. So we bring them on. We talk about them. We talk about their videos. We talk about their locations. We talk about them. We talk about stuff.
I enjoy your show, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. We talk to them because a lot of times you're watching their videos, but you're not really knowing who they are as people. So we
Right.
want to get them up on the show and talk about themselves so you can get to know them. So then you can go over and watch their videos because now you know who these people are. So yeah. So, and then obviously this coming May will be the Global Ghost Hunt between May 4th and May 14th. So
May the
check
fourth
that out.
be with you. Just kidding.
There you go. Actually, I never thought
I love
about that.
someone.
Actually,
I always say
never
May the
thought about
fourth
that.
be with you.
That's funny. That's it.
Anyway,
That's all I have.
all right, awesome. Thank you for being our guest, and I
Thank
want to
you for
give
having me.
Jay a shout out for sponsoring me because I really appreciate that opportunity.
Yeah. Jay's a good, you know what? I love Jay. Jay's a great guy.
Thank you, Jay. Studio 6, Paranormal Entertainment.
There's Mark. Hey, Mark.
All right. You guys, we're just about ready to end it, but you can always listen on playback.
Yep.
And
everyone.
We'll be on Anchor and Spotify, YouTube. Yeah, hook up with Bryan J, Laverty, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Have a great night.
You as well.
Thank you. And thank you guys for watching. And I have another great guest next week. Mutual friend of mine, she's an investigator, and she's in the Chicago area. So she's also a medium. So for next week. So y'all have a great and safe week, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Bye, guys.